I'll put that away. It looks like we got the level pretty set.
Yeah.
And to choose a preset, they're arranged in banks and patches, or banks and presets is the nomenclature here.
Right.
So, you select a bank, and then the contained patches show up down here. And all you have to do is click one. Double click one. And there it is. Everything's all set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's so much. It feels so much nicer than TH2. Not trashing TH2 per se, but I like how the UI kind of complements the size of the actual modules. I feel like in TH2 the modules are always too big for the screen. You know what I mean? Like I could never.
Yeah, there's a lot of scrolling and moving around, and I mean you can do this, and then it's kind of the same thing.
That's kind of right.
These zooms down here, but you can zoom all the way out and see your whole chain, especially if you've got something huge and super complicated. Which you can do. Or you can zoom in and get like really granular detail on these controls.
I think the guys at home who nerd out with their like guitar pedals and their amps and try and have their optimum setups, and I think they're really gonna nerd out on this. I'll admit I'm not really a pedals guy. I own an effects processor. I always have more or less. But I do know and understand and feel the spirit of having just gear and pedals and amps and all that stuff. Yep. And I think it's really cool when it's introduced in this way. The fact that you can zoom out to like 25% and see that much space, that's really cool. I like that.
It's helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you were saying about having the processor there, that's the really nice thing about having this in software form is the routing is not limited. Like you can put a drive pedal between the amp and the cabinet, and it's not going to mess anything up, and you don't have to worry about your speakers catching on fire or whatever.
That's awesome.
So
killer.
Yeah, so it's really nice, really easy to use. Let's let's just play a couple chords and see what it sounds like.
Totally.
Fine, right?
Yeah.
But let's say, all right, so I want to zoom in and probably add a little bit more mid-range or whatever. Fine. And I don't care for this speaker, which is not true, but let's say for the sake of demonstration that I want to replace it.
Yeah.
If you right-click on the speaker, or any module for that matter, you can replace it with a like thing. So speakers will be able to replace with speakers. Let's try these greenbacks and see what's up with that.
Mr. Green. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what I just did there, sorry, I kind of started moving things around.
No, it's cool.
You can actually replace mics as well. Let's try like a 57. What do I got here? Oh, okay. So, all right, let's take a step back. I'm going to open up the amp settings, which is just double click on the amp.
Yeah.
And you can blend two microphones. So let's try the 57 and the 121, and then you'll control the volume of each mic down here. And then you can place each one, obviously the center, I'll do this with one mic for a more simple demo, but right in the center of the cone, you're going to get like a really
the center
sort of punchy
of the
and
cone
bright.
is really, really like aggressive and bright.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other extreme, I'll move it way out to the side here, and it'll be kind of...
Yeah.
I'm sure you could even hear it as I moved it across the speaker.
Yeah.
Just a sort of minor EQ change without ever touching the EQ itself.
Yeah. That's what I really love about TH, the TH series, if you could call it that, is that, in a real studio setting, it kind of really helps you understand not only how to place microphones on a cab in real life, but also like what you would run into typically if you had a multi-mic'd cab in a real studio, because I mean, the Royer 121 and the Shure, 57, two classic microphones for guitars, both in the studio and live. They both have specific sounds, and understanding how to place those on a cabinet and being able to see that as well as kind of hear it at the same time is really valuable.
Right.
I know some processors that will have, I won't specify any particularly, but I know some that will simply be they'll have a measurement for like ambience, and that's like a really generic term for like the distance of the microphone between the cab and the mic. And this is a little bit more friendly in the sense that you can literally just pull it in and out and turn it up and down,
right?
Which is fascinating.
Yeah. So in that same breath, there are a few different ambience settings here. You can pick from closet, dead room,
awesome.
a couple others here.
So
they obviously have their own sound.
Yeah.
Let's try, let's try live room. And so what you'll notice is as I move the mic away, so right now I'm just moving on an XY, up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
What I can do is either control click or right click and drag. And we're actually moving the mic away from the speaker.
Wow.
And you'll hear a little bit more life into the sound as I play now. You can really hear it on those the mutes and such. That kind of little bit of tail that you hear on there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I really like that. So it's essentially they basically ran these microphones. They either recorded these microphones, the IRs of these microphones in these rooms, or they have some sort of IR running through the IR of the microphone, that's really cool. So you basically can get multiple different types of ambience and multiple different types of distances and multiple types of microphones, all contained within this one app. It's
crazy, man. Like the amount of thought they put into this blows my mind. Like another really cool thing is the interplay between the mics.
Okay.
So I've got two now, right? And one of them is far away and one of them slammed right up on the cabinet.
Wow.
What we're going to have here is phase shifting to some degree.
Yeah.
So I'll play a chord and just kind of let it sustain out and listen to the difference in sound as I move the mic closer and further away.
Okay. That's really cool.
So totally different tone, and you can use that sort of correctively or creatively depending on what you're trying to do.